It's destination Boca Raton, Florida now to examine the precision preparation that a boxer puts into his training ahead of a big fight. Prichard Colon is one of the world's hottest boxing prospects, boasting an impressive undefeated record. Days before his latest win, we caught up with the Puerto Rican as he fine-tuned his training regime in order to sustain a 100% run of victories.
It's about a week away from the fight, and all distractions have to be put to the side. You're cutting weight. Training has become all technical towards your opponent. You're a little drained already, but you have to stay focused and you have to do everything at a perfection. That's when things get a little intense.
The attention to detail required to make Colon's super welterweight limit of 69.85 kilograms ensures he must tread the finest of tight ropes between fueling his body and keeping within the weight boundaries.
I'm very disciplined, so my diet is where it needs to be throughout the year. I usually take away juices. I'm not a fan of sodas, so I don't really drink sodas. I'll just put to the side sugars, which is my juices, and I'll stay with water, mostly during training camp. And my foods will be, salads, fish, white meats, and I put away the salt as well. So these are all elements that will help me drop weight a lot quicker and make weight easily.
Colon's training is supervised by one of the most revered boxing coaches on the planet, Dr. Pedro Diaz, who previously headed up Cuba's highly successful boxing program.
Hablo de disciplina.
I think that the whole process of a boxing training camp comes down to discipline, dedication, and desire. You have to have the discipline to face all the demands of a training camp. You have to be dedicated to your work, and you have to have a deep desire to become a champion. And this is why the relationship between the physical and mental sides of a fighter is so important in reaching a level of excellence.
We do different drills in training camp. Sometimes we work with when my trainer throws the little balls at me, and we have to catch or running through cones. These are all workouts where I work my coordination. It's also working my condition. But these are all things where my mind, when you're tired, your mind kind of slows down. So during these workouts, these little drills, your mind has to think faster, and it helps you when it comes to the fight night. You can think faster in your combinations, and everything comes out smoother.
When two people go head-to-head in the ring, there is one fundamental factor: intelligence. You need to be smart to be a fighter. You need to know how to use the right form of defense at the right time and the most effective combination or punch. And that is why we talk about sport as a science.
Working technique and strategics for a fight is very important because your opponent is never the same. Your opponent can be different style of a fighter. It could be different height. He can have different reach. So each fight is different. Each training camp is different. You're training different ways for your opponent. And technique is very important for each fighter. Sometimes in training camp it can be kind of lonely. You're alone in training camp when you're at home or you're around your family, but you have your friends are out. They're enjoying their stuff as young people. But an athlete needs to know where he wants to be, what he wants to reach, what goals he wants to accomplish in life. And when you do know that that's what you want, you sacrifice a lot of things as a young fighter. You sacrifice a lot of things that you probably enjoy. But on the long run, it's gonna pay off.
As the day of a fight grows nearer, Colon is well aware of the slender margin that separates good boxers from great boxers. Every bead of sweat he has shed, every punch thrown, an ounce of weight lost has been worth the effort when the scent of victory is in the air.
Nobody said training is easy. Training camp is always hard. You have to push yourself to the next level, and you're like, wow, you're gassed, and you can't go no more. But at the end of the day, when you know that you've done everything right for 6 to 8 weeks, when you know the whole team is behind you, you're physically right, you're mentally right, you're spiritually right, everything comes together right before you walk into the ring. You feel it. It's a moment where you feel strong, you feel fast, you feel focused, and you feel that inside the ring everything comes out perfectly.